What's going on, guys? It's your boys, Efrum and Derz, back at it again with another video. This time it's the knockout stages. We got the Club World Cup. We got the Copa Oro. Let's get it, baby.
It's it's a Copa Oro, my bad. I'm over here trying to correct
Tripping,
them.
bro. Tripping over here.
Big apologies on my behalf. I have been in Mexico and we couldn't record. We were trying to figure it out, but unfortunately, when you get a lot of tequila in you, you no longer function. But
Mexico for a good time. You can take me. It's whatever. We'll let it slide.
yeah, so I hope you guys could forgive me for that.
You got a
But
sick ass Chivas hat, so we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
But getting into it, at the time of the recording, two games have basically finished. Chelsea and Benfica are currently having some delays due to weather, but we have the Palmeiras result and Chelsea and Benfica. It's been at like 86. It's basically decided. It looks like Palmeiras Chelsea are going through and they'll be facing each other on 4th of July, actually.
Yeah. So as we can see, Palmeiras won,
Hmm.
which is a big honestly at the after the season Botafogo's had, the way they were just, not letting PSG and Atletico Madrid just, giving it to them. I thought they were gonna win. I really did. They were looking strong, they were looking solid, really strong defensively. They didn't let PSG score a single goal. The champions couldn't take him down, but Palmeira does. So maybe it's just some, Brazilian rivalry. They've played with each other, they know what's going on, they know how they play. But really surprised off that one. But hey, it is what it is. Palmeiras, let's see how they go. I mean, looking like Chelsea might take the dub, so it's gonna be Palmeiras versus Chelsea in that quarterfinal. But besides that, the other potential candidates we have Inter, Fluminense, and then we have City and Al Hilal. I'm gonna let you start off with those.
Yeah, so these games are interesting. Inter, I don't see them just because they got a new coach now, and I don't really, honestly, I don't know who their new coach is. He did coach in the Serie A before, but again, he just picked up this team, hasn't made a single transfer to them just because, they just got rid of him. Their last coach, I should say, he just went to Al Hilal. Funny enough, he's going to be on the other side of the draw. But Fluminense, these Brazilian teams have really been giving it to these European teams. They've been breaking down their order. I think European teams all have like they play, they touch very well, they
Yeah.
distribute the ball, and you just look at Brazilian player games, and you just feel like they're just playing. They're just total football, just having fun out there.
Kind of seems like they almost want it more, Like, I don't know what it is, but I mean, maybe the European teams see this cup as
Less valuable.
less valuable, let's test some players, all this and that. But I feel like these South American teams coming in, like, we're playing against the European clubs. Let's show them what's good, let's show them what's up. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just me speculating, but I mean, I think Inter is a stronger team on paper, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fluminense hold him still and get through with that dub. I still think Inter will secure it, but I'm just saying don't be surprised if Fluminense end up sneaking in a goal and just holding it down in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I think on paper, like we said, Inter is a better team, but this whole tournament has shown us that these Brazilian teams are not to be messed with. They all made it out the group stage, and then on top of that, the Argentinian teams didn't make it through. So it's kind of like, well, something's going down in Brazil.
In
It's not just like
Brazil.
the South American or that they're in the middle of their season, right? Because Argentina and Brazil, they're in the middle of their seasons. So you can't really make that argument that they're just because they're in better form and stuff, and maybe these European teams are coming in on vacation mode and stuff like that, jet lagged and all that, playing at different times with this heat. It favors the South American teams, but I mean, what Brazil has shown us versus what has shown us, I think it's something to at least not write them off immediately. So, like we said, Inter is the better team on paper. I would put my money on Inter, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fluminense could get the result. On the other side, we have Man City versus Al Hilal. Al Hilal gave it to Real Madrid on their first game. You could say it was, first game jitters from Xabi Alonso. And this Man City team is they're looking good. They had an easy group, easy-ish group. Juve was their hardest team. They
I mean, they played
destroyed them,
Juventus a couple days ago and they
but they
destroyed them.
destroyed them 5-2. Obviously, this isn't the Juventus of like, 2018, 2015 that made it to the Champions League final. This is a struggling Juventus that's rebuilding. But nonetheless, I mean, to beat any team 5-2, I mean, it's pretty bad, I think, on the other side of the team. So Man City, I would put my money on Man City, and I would almost put anything on the line for Man City at this point. I don't think Al Hilal is going to come out of this next
I
round.
think Al Hilal's gonna give it to him. I mean, the Saudi league has been looking really strong, and Al Hilal has been one of the stronger teams.
Yeah,
And like like we saw against Real Madrid, they really, they gave him a good fight. I think it's gonna happen the same thing. I think they're gonna give City a good fight, but I mean, you got Pep, you got the experience, you got the players. I think they're gonna scrape like a 2-1 win. And yeah, as far as that bracket goes, we're seeing Inter versus City quarterfinal. We'll see if anything changes up. But onto the other side, we got a big game, Messi versus his old team, PSG. And then possible contenders to play against him is going to be Bayern and uh,
Flamengo.
Flamengo. So, I mean, PSG, Miami. I mean, Miami, I feel like they've been struggling a bit. Messi has had to, kind of put them in their shoulders, score a free kick, get them the dub, which is what Messi does. So, I mean, is he going to do the same thing against PSG? I don't think so. I think PSG is just way too strong. And Miami, I mean, they've been struggling. You're playing the champions of Europe. It's gonna be tough, but you never know. I mean, it's Messi, Maybe he scores two free kicks and they get a 2-1 goal, 2-1 win. But I mean, I got PSG on that one, and Bayern, Flamengo. Although these Brazilian teams are looking strong, honestly, this game Flamengo has been looking really strong. They gave Chelsea a run for the lead, and Bayern, I feel like they're just one of those teams where they're really trying stuff out right now. So uh, if they go with that mentality, Flamengo could be, you know, they could easily like just scrape a win off this. And Flamengo has been really in form. They haven't lost a game in like what eight matches, 10 matches. Damn. So Flamengo's looking strong. Definitely going to give Bayern a run for their money. Obviously, the easy choices would be to pick PSG versus Bayern out of that bracket, but I think I think I'm gonna have PSG going, and I think Flamengo is gonna do the upset on Bayern.
Yeah, I think PSG, for me, it's an obvious one. I mean, you could say whatever, but I think Miami's not. They just don't compete in that game. On the other side, Bayern Flamengo, that is a tricky one. Bayern actually made it out second in their group, which was kind of weird. Just because their group was relatively easy with Boca, Auckland, and Benfica, and to get out of that group second kind of sends some sort of signal, at least in my eyes, kind of like, well, what's going on? Is something not functioning right? And on the other side, we have Flamengo, who actually beat Chelsea 3-1. So they've proven that they could do it. They tied to LAFC, and then they beat the other team in that group. I think it was Esperance, from a team from Africa. I think Tunisia. But yeah, they had a really good group stage, and on the other side, you have Bayern, who you would expect to do a lot more, who and ended up getting second because they lost to Benfica in the last game of the group stage. And it's hard to say Bayern's not going to make it, but Flamengo's just looking good, and I would honestly put my money on Flamengo. And I would I
Yeah, you too.
I'm 100% on that train where I'm thinking it's Flamengo, regardless of who you have in front of you, even though they are Bayern and they're a giant in this world of football. I just got to give it to Flamengo in this case. I think they have really good players. I think they have Alexandro. Um, Other than Alexandro, they have a lot of people with European experience. Danilo, okay, and But yeah, finishing off, we got Real Madrid, Juve, Dortmund, Monterrey.
I'm excited for that one, bro. Honestly, Monterrey being the only Mexican team that passed on, and honestly, they have Sergio Ramos. They gave some good fights to who they play again?
River
Wasn't it
Plate and Inter
River Plate
Milan.
and Inter? Yeah, they couldn't Inter couldn't beat them, which says a lot. And for being a Mexican club, they're looking strong. They got the experience with Ramos, and I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Dortmund. Obviously, on paper, Dortmund's strong German team. Monterrey's a strong Mexican team. Uh, you'd expect Dortmund to pass, but Monterrey could, they've been looking good. They've been scoring some bangers, as we saw against their last game. And honestly, I think Monterrey is gonna do it. Maybe wishful thinking, but I got Monterrey on that one. On the other side, we have Real Madrid, Juventus. I think we went over this before. Real Madrid is Real Madrid. Juventus is a struggling Juventus right now. And we got a strong, very, ambitious Xavi Alonso team right now. So they got something to prove. And I think they're going to prove it against Juventus.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid's only going to get better. I think Mbappe should be ready to play, hopefully. And again, Juventus just comes back from a 5-2 loss to Man City. It tells you a lot about them, how they're functioning as a team. I don't really see them making it past this one. And then on the other side, we have Borussia Dortmund and Monterrey. Monterrey surprised me. I had no faith in them. And then Dortmund,
No faith.
I had no faith in them. And we have a Dortmund who's struggling at the moment. So if anybody, if Monterrey is ever going to be Dortmund, it's this time in their life, I guess, because Dortmund is struggling. They had a really easy group. They didn't get tested. Maybe their players are still on vacation mode.
Bro, that striker from Dortmund, he missed so many this last game.
Yeah.
You're number 9. You should be finishing some of those chances they had. It was just frustrating watching them play because it was like, bro, like that's your striker. That's your one job, scoring goals, and you can't fucking score to save your life. So it was frustrating. If they have a game like that, they're not gonna beat Monterrey.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to be on his A game because they were creating the plays, but bro, he was missing chances left and right, and you can't. No puedes perdonar tanto. You can't forgive that many.
And so I guess overall we got what we already seen. Palmeiras and Chelsea are probably going through. On the other side, we're probably most likely going to see an Inter Man City game, and then PSG versus Flamengo, and then probably a Real Madrid. Are we saying Monterrey?
I'm gonna go Monterrey.
And that's interesting because if Monterrey does go through and Real Madrid does go through, we have a Real Madrid Monterrey game. Ramos versus Real Madrid, which would be
that's
really
what
interesting.
I really want to see that. So hopefully we get that.
But shifting gears, the Copa de Oro.
The Gold Cup, baby. All right.
CONCACAF.
Not as interesting as the Club World Cup, but we love our CONCACAF teams. And on one side we have USA versus Costa Rica and Canada versus Guatemala. Honestly, this is looking to be a USA versus Mexico final or Mexico versus Canada final. On the other side, you have Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and Panama and Honduras. I'm going to just be quick with it. So I think Mexico's going to beat Saudi Arabia. I may be biased. But Panama, Honduras, I got Panama. So I'm seeing Mexico versus Panama and then the USA versus Canada semifinals. It's going to be a close one with those semis. So Canada, USA could go either way. I think USA is still going to scrape the win just because Alfonso Davies
is not playing.
And I think that's going to really, although Canada has been looking strong, they've been scoring a lot of goals. So, it's going to be a close one. I still think USA is going to make it. And then I think we're going to see a Mexico-USA final.
I think Mexico has a lot to prove. Their group stage was relatively easy, but it wasn't convincing. On the other side, we have Honduras, who lost 6-0 in their opening match. I think Panama's going to not do 6-0 type of game, but definitely give it to them. Canada, Guatemala. I like Guatemala. I like their coach. He used to coach Chivas. I have a soft spot for him. He got Mexico the gold in the Olympics in 2012. I want to say Guatemala, but it's hard to bet against this new Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So my heart says Guatemala, but if I'm putting my money on it, it's Canada, definitely. On the other side, we have USA versus Costa Rica. Costa Rica showed us a lot of weaknesses in this group stage where they were losing to the Dominican Republic and they were losing also to Suriname at one point. So I definitely don't have faith in them. USA has, even though they're lacking a lot of players, some of them chose to play the Club World Cup over this tournament. Some of them decided to take the summer off to recharge for the next season. It is kind of not so much hard to bet against them because Costa Rica is a good team, but I think USA comes in just a little bit stronger. So if I'm gonna put my money on it, it's again USA, Canada, Mexico, Panama, and it's basically the Nations League all over again.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that's kind of what's going on as of right now in the world of football. We're getting to some transfer news once we have once these tournaments are kind of concluding and teams are probably waiting for these tournaments to end to start making
Yeah.
moves because players are busy with other things. And as always, we appreciate you guys for watching. Let us know anything you guys want us to talk about down in the comments down below.
Give us your predictions. See what you guys think. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe you don't know what we're talking about.
Let us know.
Let us know down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you when we see you.